In the headlines of today, the phrase pissed off is an understatement. This is due to the fact that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has repeatedly won against the cryptocurrency business in the court of public opinion. In the case that they filed against the Binance Exchange, they even recently abandoned their request for the courts to categorize cryptocurrency tokens such as Matic, Solana, Cardano, and many more as securities against the exchange. As a result of the fact that the courts have already decided that XRP is not a security, there is virtually nothing else that can be discussed other than a settlement agreement. However, the Sunshine meeting that was scheduled to take place yesterday behind closed doors, which was widely believed to be a meeting to discuss a settlement between Whipple and the SEC, was once again canceled. As a result, this has had a significant impact on the price of XRP, which is currently valued at 57.44C/, representing a decrease of approximately 3.67% on the daily timescale. Let me be completely transparent. I personally own XRP as a long-term investment and hold it for a lengthy period of time. From this point forward, I feel that the value of XRP has the potential to skyrocket to an even greater extent. Therefore, this price movement that is taking place right now is relatively minor, and it does not really matter in the long run. On the other hand, the principle drives me crazy because I don't see how the SEC is doing this. I don't see why the Securities and Exchange Commission is acting in this manner, and when will we be able to simply fire all of them and remove them from their positions? At this point, the entire agency is nothing more than tyrants who have no faithful commitment to the law, and they pretend to be safeguarding investors, but all they have done is inflict more damage. I would like to bring to your attention the fact that very few months prior to the collapse of the FTX, Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, had a meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried, the head of the FTX, claimed his intention was to assist FTX in acquiring a regulatory monopoly over cryptocurrency. Gary Gensler has failed to fulfill his responsibility to safeguard investors, and those who hold Ripple and XRP have been forced to contend with the full weight of their terrible oversight at this time. When the choice has been made, why do they continue to meddle with Ripple and manipulate the price of XRP when the decision has basically already been made? These are the sorts of thought-provoking questions that allow you to stay ahead of the game and help you piece together potential market patterns and structures, which is crucial as we are now approaching the biggest bull run ever in the history of mankind. And it is for this reason that I have just created a free-to-join community Discord server, where in this community together, we are all working to increase our knowledge to find the true moneymakers, the true crypto gems, to take part in the largest wealth transfer in the duration of human history. Please do not hesitate to join us and become a member of our family. The link to do so will be provided in the description that follows. Today, according to an article published on Coinpedia, the reason why the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) may be retreating as such may have something to do with the recent fundamental findings that have favored cryptocurrency, which has forced them to reassess their position. Now add to this the increasing political pressure, particularly coming from the administration of the United States of America, as Trump engages with the cryptocurrency community. This may be having an impact on regulatory efforts and contributing to the delays that have occurred. According to a recent speech that Donald Trump delivered at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, he announced that he will dismiss Gary Gensler on the first day of his government. I am certain that you are aware of this or that you remember it. Put your ears to it. I am going to lay off Gary Gensler. To be clear, this is not always about politics, rather, it is about whether you love or detest this man. Everyone is probably in agreement that Gary Gensler needs to leave, and it's possible that the increasing amount of pressure he's been under has now become too much for him to bear. Rather than just making amends for his wrongdoings, he is choosing to dig his heels in and is resolute in his intention to die on this hill. But then another potential reason for the repeated delays may be due to the lack of evidence in the Ripple case, which, spoiler alert, there is. The entity has nothing anymore, has not held back in his criticism against the SEC, again relating the SEC's poor judgment and unfaithful allegiance to the law in the recent withdrawal in the Bayer-Nanz lawsuit, because effectively all the SEC did now was just waste the taxpayers' money. Billion upon billions of dollars are at stake. Additionally, it is highly probable that Ripple is actively retaliating in various ways for this very reason. Ripple's top legal officer has now donated XRP to Donald Trump on 2 separate occasions, bringing the total amount of XRP donated to him to $624,000. This comes after Donald Trump made a statement on day 1 about terminating Gary Gensler, not to mention the fact that Ripple has also contributed $1 million to the Commonwealth Unity Fund, which is a super PAC that was established by members of the legal community such as Matt Lawman or James Murphy. The goal of this super PAC is to oust Elizabeth Warren, Gabby Gaines' partner in crime, and elect John Deaton, the man of the people, as the next senator of Massachusetts. Therefore, it is clear that Ripple is doing all in its power to remove the anti-crypto members of Congress who are limiting the innovation of cryptocurrency. And they are not the only ones doing this. Coinbase, along with Circle, and a few other companies are also contributing funding and speaking with mainstream media outlets in order to convey the message that it is of the utmost importance for the United States of America to wake up and catch up with the rest of the world in terms of cryptocurrency innovation. Coinbase's chief financial officer, if we were able to bring clarity to the United States, it would open up an enormous amount of possibilities for cryptocurrency as well as for Coinbase. Pay close attention. The possibility of extra regulatory control being implemented in the near future for cryptocurrency is something that is still being considered, in light of the fact that this quarter has been a period of momentum. We have made a great deal of progress toward our objective of achieving regulatory certainty. Senator Stabenow and Representative McHenry deserve our utmost gratitude for the work they have made to bring forward legislation that is supported by both parties in the House of Representatives and the Senate. We are particularly confident that we might see sustained momentum on the Senate side into the autumn, as we saw enormous support for FIT 2.1 in the House, which led to its passage with support from both parties. Therefore, our energy is present. If we were able to bring clarity to the United States, it would open up an enormous amount of possibilities for cryptocurrency as well as for Coinbase. This ongoing delay and cancellation of the settlement accord is, without a doubt, extremely aggravating beyond any reasonable comprehension. All things considered, however, the ultimate result has already been decided upon. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has the ability to influence the price and delay it as much as they like, but according to statements made by Ripple CEO Peter Gardening Health on two separate times, one to Bloomberg and the second to CNBC, this litigation will most certainly be resolved before then. In the context of retail use, XRP did not hold the status of a token. Nevertheless, the situation was quite different for institutions. Currently, what are the current circumstances surrounding that case? Consequently, the rulings that have been handed down by the courts and the judge have made it quite plain that XRP is not a security in essence. Regarding us, that is everything. These are the kinds of technologies that ought to be given the opportunity to flourish and develop by their very nature. As for me, it's once again the unstoppable advance of those technologies, the progression. For the most part, we believe that the case that Ripple is involved in with the SEC has been resolved. Ripple benefited from the majority of that. The judge made a decision in one particular case that involved an institutional sale and something that was referred to as an investment contract. The judge ruled that because there was a contract surrounding the transaction, the contract may be considered a security. Moreover, it was determined that such were sales of securities that were not registered. Right now, we are at the final stretch of that marathon, which is roughly equivalent to a half mile. I have a feeling that we will hopefully see a settlement this summer. You are aware that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) requested a penalties of $2 billion. According to my opinion, that number will most likely be in the millions, not the billions. My estimation is for that. And I believe that it is, once again, a stupid move to even come out and ask for that when there is no accusation or clearly findings of hazardous behavior, fraud, or any of those things. In the past settlements that they have completed, they have only represented a small fraction of the total amount that has been involved, perhaps 1 or 2%. Therefore, in my opinion, it is nothing more than a form of posturing. Ripple will emerge victorious. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) will finally give U.S. institutions the go-ahead for widespread adoption of XRP. When this occurs, the price of XRP will begin to rise and it will eventually reach an all-time high. As the final judgment is extremely near at hand, it is only a few weeks away, and there is actually another sunshine closed door meeting scheduled for the next week. Who knows if this does not get canceled? Maybe the following week is the time when we reach a settlement agreement. To quickly borrow a statement